Conversation, a very important one, with hopes to empower and change the myths and misconceptions around infertility and inform other couples that support is out there. This morning, mindset and infertility coach and IVF advocate Ivori Warren and attorney Mrs. Marchan Clark join me now to talk about this important topic. Good morning to both of you ladies, and I want to say thank you so much for taking out the time to talk about what can be a really difficult topic for a lot of people. So thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So for both of you, I actually started this conversation on my Instagram, and I was asking people to share their stories for National Infertility Week last week. And I know both of you had the courage to share your journeys. Ivori, I want to start with you. You were diagnosed with unexplained infertility at the age of 35, and that was kind of the beginning of your journey. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So at the age of 35, I had been married for 11 years at that time. And my husband and I had no children, and we weren't having protective sex, but we were also focused on careers. We're both in organizations. And so that was just our focus. But my doctor, my OBGYN would always tell me, Ivori, come back pregnant, come back pregnant. And so because I would come back for my annual exam, not pregnant, she referred me to a reproductive endocrinologist. And at the age of 35, I did go. I had a biopsy. It was my first time going, did not know what to expect, got scared, and actually didn't return until 5 years later when I was 40 and 16 years of marriage. And that was after we had gotten pregnant naturally and had a miscarriage. And so that actually is what started me on my infertility treatment journey.
And Marchan, I want to move on to you. If you could briefly share your journey.
Yeah, so I started my journey in 2019. I just got an IUD taken out, and the way it was taken out, I just really felt like something would have been wrong. And so after trying only for probably about 5 months, I decided not to wait. I went to a fertility specialist and pretty much just kind of got a checkup and blood work and everything done. Turns out that one of my tubes was blocked with hydrosalpinx, which is like a fluid, and the other tube was just completely blocked with scarring. And so I ended up having surgery to have the one tube full of liquid removed, and then it was just impossible for me to get pregnant with a scarred tube. And so we went through one round of IVF starting in, I think, February, March of last year. And then that failed. We tried another round some point in the summer, and that failed. And then we did a final round of IVF in February of this year. And I am happy to say I'm now 8 weeks pregnant. Still super worried about it, but it kept working, and we are really, really excited.
And I actually want to say congratulations to you both, because Ivori, I know you had a baby boy, I believe, last summer, August of last year. I do want to get this in really quickly, because I remember I was just flooded with all of these stories from couples and men and women. Why share this, Ivori? Why be so vulnerable and transparent with something like this?
And that is a great question, because I am an off-the-charts introvert and very private. But what I have found through my loss, actually, that's one of the things. I started journaling. I created a blog without even thinking about my husband first, but it's helped me as I continue to heal and grow. Even after my miscarriage in 2017, I still am healing and growing. I still have triggers after that. And so it was important for me to share, just to get my thoughts and my feelings on paper. But then the inbox messages started coming in that I am not alone, because on this journey that can be mentally and physically draining, you think that you're in this bubble, you think that you're by yourself. And I really wanted women to understand that they're not. You know, I come from, Black household. My mom said, keep what happens in your house, but it was important for me to share. And I really share my age, and I share how long my husband and I have been married as well, because I want women to know that, it can happen. It can take time. It's finding those right physicians as well.
And I can tell you from some of the responses I got, actually, to both of your stories in particular, a lot of women were shocked to know that they were not on this journey alone. And some of the details that you ladies shared, people really connected with it. So I appreciate you guys sharing that. In the last 45 seconds here or so, if you could, Marchan, if you could just share maybe some resources or some advice and tips for couples who are listening to this right now. Perhaps they're in the beginning of their journey or they're starting to give up. What are some places that they can go to and resources that they can take advantage of?
Obviously, I did a lot of Googling, to be honest, but I also joined different social media groups. Much like Ivori said, I did feel very alone. And so just having a support system, even if it's a support of strangers, really just not being afraid and keeping it to yourself is really the best advice, because it is a very lonely experience if you make it so, and you really don't have to be alone in it.
And Marchan and Ivori, I cannot thank you enough and appreciate how much good you guys are doing by sharing your stories. And I can tell you firsthand, like I said, from some of the feedback I got, you've really helped a lot of people out there feel less lonely. So thank you so much for